each time, wherever you at. I always tell people, wherever I at, my body is at, I act like I belong. I never felt outside no place, but I don't go places where I know I shouldn't go neither. I do
Mm-hmm.
not test that theory, but we be free. Because for me, this is America, land of the free, not land of the free. And if you don't have that fee, you can't be free in some places.
That is very true.
You know, so
Absolutely.
so I'm always kind of like I used to tell my students just to be aware of things. I used to teach outside the book and on the book because I always say I'm a shadow teacher because the rubrics and the standard what they're telling us to teach you can help defeat you. So I had to teach that because you need to learn that in order to pass these design tests. You
Mm-hmm.
have to learn that. But I used to teach them to go beyond what they say you have to learn. I would mix it up. It's the only way to be successful. I had to mix it up. I couldn't cater to the illusion that this is what I'm teaching you that's designed for them, that they
It's a
set up for me to teach
curriculum.
you. It's not designed to help you.
Right.
It's designed to confuse you and keep you behind. So I had to shadow teach, you know. And in shadow teaching, I was very effective because I taught things that wasn't on the curriculum. I introduced them to Sankofa. I used to introduce them to the stuff that wasn't. I told them that Native Americans were more than hunters and gatherers. You know, with what the books teach us to teach them, which was all, it was all wrong. So I couldn't do wrong. So of course I got into a lot of beef with administrations because they wanted you to stay on what they considered tasks. But we was already last, so I couldn't stay on task. I had to go underneath that and teach to order to reach. And my students, they enjoyed it because when during Black History Month, I told them, we're going to learn about somebody besides when they have book reports. We're not going to do Martin Luther King. Y'all know who he is. We're not going to do Harriet Tubman. Y'all know who he is. We're going to do some folks you don't know.
Well, hold that thought. When you come back from the break, I want to go in a little more in that. Stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So, Malik, we're talking about something really, really important because when you were teaching, and you still do currently teach, you know, they give you the curriculum. This is the recipe. This is what they want you to teach. But when you know better, you do better. Which is exactly why you said during Black History Month, we started to say that you had your own version of how you wanted to teach Black History Month.
Yeah. My version was to start from the beginning. Let's not start on the plantations. Let's start on the old kingdoms.
Hmm.
Let's start back there where, let's go beyond what they said, the root show. Let's go beyond that because we were greater than that. So I try to say, let's go study some of those old kingdoms of Mansa Musa and all of these other greats that were back there that's recorded. Because I watch the History Channel, and it amazes me how they tell the right story, but they change the colors of the folks for the story.
Hmm.
It's amazing how they did that. Like Hannibal, like I always say, give Cleopatra her color back. Give Hannibal his color back. Give him their color back. I mean, give Jesus his color back. But unfortunately, the design is designed to confuse their young minds, and they're so impressionable. They tend to believe what we present them. And if we don't present them with nothing, they don't have nothing. Because I always say the first teaching classroom is the household.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first classroom. If it doesn't, I had students who didn't know a simple thing as Mr. C, which way does the letter D go? And point.
Hmm.
High school. Now, you in high school, and you asking me which way does the letter D go? That's the one that, and you point. And I'm trying to act shocked. I go, yeah, that's the one.
Wow.
It's sad. And they blame high school teachers for some of the ineffectiveness of high school students when it don't start there with them. It's way back. It goes from the household to the junior high school to the, to the elementary school to the junior high school. All of those schools had that kid before he got to high school. So why is he reading 2.3, 3 point this? And then you expect that high school teacher to become a miracle worker and make Johnny, who has a 2.0 reading score, presentable to graduate in 4 years. It's impossible. So you have a lot of frustrated students who are not being serviced.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get there, like, you can't work a miracle.
Can't work a miracle. It's impossible. It's impossible. And like I said, these kids are 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. And like I said, it's the household. It starts there. Number one source. I had kids tell me they had dictionaries in the house. Nobody reads books in the house. So if they're not reading, you're not going to read, unless it's just in you to read. You're getting motivated from somebody, and I would motivate them to do something different. I told them I started off with comic books. Taught me a lot of stuff, new words, and plus it opened up the imagination. I said, read something. But it's dangerous now because they don't read. Because computers say you don't have to read. I'll think for you. They don't use this as much. They rather ask.com, google.com. And by doing that, they stop using this.
Very true.
Which is the mind gun, the most powerful weapon in the world. I always tell them, they like to talk about guns. I always ask them, what's the most powerful in the world? They said, they name off a few. I said, it's the mind gun. Always loaded. Never run out of bullet unless you run out of bullets.
I like that. I like that. How do we get in contact with you if anyone wants to either book you? You've performed all over the Apollo. You've done many, many great things. But how do people at home, if they want to get in contact with you, how do they do so?
Well, I have a Facebook page. And I didn't open up to Instagram and some of that other social medias because I'm not at the computer that much, So I'd rather reach out my email, malikcanty.com at Yahoo, or poeticwordbird at gmail.com. I'm also on hub pages. I have 187, they call them articles, but they're actually my poems. They just have a little brief summary, have a picture, but it goes global. So far, over 16,000 people have picked up on me in 2 years.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah. Because like my motto is, words have power. Let me show you some.
Do you mind letting us know where you've taught?
I've taught at Grand Street campus and Automotive High School. Eli Whitney. I did a lot of my main two bases were Grand Street campus. And I retired actually. This is my 4th year of retirement from Automotive High School, which was it was really sad because of the fact that it was mostly males, and that's where I got my the D's, and it was really a sad situation, but I knew that the Spirit had said you need to be here. Because they need a positive role male model, because they're not getting it. And like I always said, if a kid has 6 classes and only 2 of them are making him do what he needs to do, the other 4 letting him do what he wants to do, then you got a delayed graduate. And sometimes you don't have no graduate. Because the 4 that's letting them do what they want to do is ruling. So when they would come to my class, I would say, there's certain things that you're not allowed to do. Like the N-word. You cannot do the N-word in here. So I made them see what it meant to be calling each other that. And when we go on trips, I used to tell them, you cannot act out some of the stereotypes that they say that we do. Not on my watch. And they would back up because I would have that pre-talk. See, we have to pre-talk to each other because we take for granted that we know certain things, and some of us don't have none of that training. So I would make sure that when we go on these trips that you would understand that you have to act like somebody got some sense. Really. Because the penalty and the consequences would be strong so that you won't do it again. And I always say, like I say, words have power. My thing is I could physically, mentally say something to you and get your attention. Because Malcolm said it best, you can't talk French to a guy who knows Spanish. He don't know what you're talking about. So I would communicate in a language that you understood. You know, I was the great whisperer, you know, because, just to get in that ear so that you could hear what you're doing. And I don't believe in self-destruct. I believe in you doing something to being productive,
Absolutely.
you know.
Well, Malik, we definitely have to have you back for another episode because there's just so much that I want to have you. I want to have you read and all that good stuff. So we're looking forward to a part 2 from you. So Malik Canty, you'll definitely be coming back.
Wow, I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you so much. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you could send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you. We really look forward to hearing from you.